This second Sunday of November on this beautiful, clear, crisp autumn day with the forecast of the polar vortex, whatever, we're comfortable today. We're grateful for that. This is Veterans Day. And what better time to talk about service than today? And the talk title today is A Time to Serve. And I turn to the Nobel Peace Prize winner of Albert Schweitzer, a medical missionary. He says here, I don't know what your destiny will be, but one thing I know, the only ones among you who will be really happy are those who will have sought and found out how to serve. Now, I can tell you that the staff here at this church are servants. They serve from their heart, and they do it with gusto, and every day they're of service. And our volunteers, we have so many volunteer areas that I've heard, from our music ministry to our youth and family ministry to hospitality to family promise. There's so many volunteers. And they have the heart of service. And they know that what service brings to them is joy. So we serve to lead our way. And I'm one of the ones who wants to be happy. Who else wants to be happy? Good. Then we're in the right place. So I turn to gospel. The Gospel of Mark. This is chapter 12, 30 to 31. This is a passage we've heard in all kinds of translations. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your mind, and with all your strength. Second is this: love your neighbor as yourself. There is no commandment greater than these. In truth, this is foundational to unity. Now, our master teacher Jesus, to put it in a nutshell, says love God. Love your neighbor and love self. Now, in unity, we can rightly be accused that we've got the self part down. My connection, my life, my healing, my God. We've got the my part really down. But there's more to this than just self. It's love your neighbor and love God as well. So we need to raise up our experience of this very foundational commandment of love God, love your neighbor, and love yourself. Not to neglect yourself, but to be of greater service to our neighbor. And while we're doing that, we're drawing upon our connection to God. I turn to the wisdom of Martin Luther King Jr., and he says here, an individual has not started living until he can rise above the narrow confines of his individualistic concerns to the broader concerns of all humanity. We, here in unity, have come more and more to know that as we connect with God, it is calling us to service. It's calling us to be an example of what we know is true. There's only one power and one present: God. And it's ours to live that. It's ours to be that. It's ours to know and rise above the me, myself, and I. Now, trust me, the me, myself, and I isn't going to go anywhere. That little small me, we're going to carry that on and on and on. But we can set them down. Okay, little Gary, just settle down. We've got something else we're going to do than attend to your poor me. And that's when we rise above our individual self and actually lend a hand to someone else. Smile. Listen. Open our heart and be a servant. Now, every 12-step program knows the value of service. The first key is to heal, to have help, to heal whatever it is that we're in the 12-step program for. And there's lots of 12-step programs, whether it's alcohol or drugs or dating or loving or fill in the blank. It doesn't matter what your ism is. First, we get centered and healed. And then, the only way we're going to stay in that process of healing is to be of service to others. And so here from page 77 of the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous is, at the moment we're trying to put our lives in order, but this is not an end in itself. Our real purpose is to fit ourselves to be of maximum service to God and to other people about us. This is so valuable, I think we need a demonstration. Maggie, would you stand right here? Let me introduce God. God's beautiful. Now, I'm just some guy. Now, some guy can be tooling around the me, myself, and I, the small stuff. You know, the stuff that occupies us a lot of our lifetime. You know, this needs a lot of work. I don't even see God. God's present. I don't even see God. But at this, I can get to this place where I start doing some prayer and meditation, start being of service, and then I draw a connection to God. And it's very nice to have a warm connection with God and feel the Spirit. We don't fall off the ledge of, I don't have a connection with God. I know that. But I can't just live right here. Maybe later on. But right now, in this body, doing this, I need to be open to be of service. And I see that Heather needs some service, needs some help. And so I extend my help out to Heather because I can give help exactly where it needs. But what do you notice? What's happening here with God? What's happening?
Strength is stronger, our grip is tighter.
Yes. So when we're of service to others, our connection to God is superglued. We have a deep connection with God as we serve because God is part of that. The only way we can be of service is to take God into it. Do you get it? Thank you, God. Oh. So beautiful. It's nice to have a new image of God that's just radiant and beautiful like Maggie. Thank you. I turn again to the gospel. This is Philippians, so this is St. Paul talking to the Philippians. This is chapter 2, verse 1 to 4. Now, this is the Message translation of the Bible by Eugene Patterson. This is the Bible where it's plain English. The whole Bible is translated in just plain old English. It's not lyrical and poetic. If you want that, go to King James. But if you want to understand what it says, here we go. If you've gotten anything out of following Christ, If his love has made any difference in your life, if being in a community of spirit means anything to you, if you have a heart, if you care, then do me a favor. Agree with each other. Love each other. Be deep-spirited friends. Don't push your way to the front. Don't sweet-talk your way to the top. Put yourself aside and help others get ahead. Don't be obsessed with getting your own advantage. Forget yourselves long enough to lend a helping hand. This is calling us to be of service and to help others. The spiritual practice of putting others first. Novel idea. But if we want to have a life that's lived fully, if we open our hearts to more joy, it's being of service and helping others rise to success, helping them to lift up. We do this with our kids. We especially do it with our grandkids. And as a granduncle and a great uncle, I do it as an uncleness, lifting them up. In truth, I would do anything for those kids. There's 4 of them, and I would do absolutely anything for them. All they need to do is ask. Maybe it's a good thing that the live streaming isn't working right now. But it's true. I would do anything for them because I want the absolute success for them. I want you to have success. I want you to have success in your healing, in your wholeness, in your work, in your singing, in your walking, your living, your art, your creativity. I want the absolute best for you. And my life is enriched by that activity of being. I know you understand this because this community's heart is in the heart of service. And if you haven't found a way to be of service, step into it and see how it feels. And if you don't like what you're doing, there's plenty of other things to do. Mark, again, this gospel, 10:45, this is what the Son of Man has done. He came to serve, not be served. It's no different for you and I. We didn't come here to be served. And yes, we do get served. It's an important part of being in the flow of life. But our aim should be to serve. Because the Christ nature is within us, and we're here to serve. In fact, I would say that this is the call of this community, to be servants. And so I'd say, let's put a sign on the front door that says servants entrance, so that every time we enter, we identify and know that that's what we're here to do. We're here to live and breathe an activity of service. And we're not all going to do the same service, the same activity of being, but we need to follow our heart. There's an actual little recipe for how to make this true. First, there's the idea. Maybe I could go help out at the food bank. Now, if it just stays right there, guess how much activity is going to happen? Maybe just a lot of mental, it would be a good idea for somebody else. But when I drop it into the heart, and I can feel what it feels like to be part of the energy that's delivering what I have. I have enough food. I want everyone to have enough food. That feels good. And then I can resonate with I resonate with the value that I have the energy. I have the car that can drive over and park in the morning and be there with the crates of food and bag them up. And then the cars start coming in and get food where it's needed. So once we resonate with our heart, then we can put it into our feet. We can put it into our action. Hello, what time do I need to be there to help out? And lo and behold, it moves from the thought to the heart to action. And that's what unity knows. Our fifth unity principle is to be it, do it. It's not enough to just come to church or sit in a book group or pray and meditate every day, read a good book that really opens your heart to things. You've got to roll up your sleeves and get to work. Do it. If your heart is saying this is what needs to happen, if there's a yearn to be of service and lift other people up for the greatest health and wholeness of them, do it. Be it. Live it. Own it. And that's where our life comes home to the truth. There's a wonderful poet, writer, Rabindranath Tagore. He was the first non-European to win the Nobel Peace Prize for Literature in 1913. In this prayer he says, I slept and I dreamt that life was joy. I awoke and saw that life was service. I acted, and behold, service was joy. If we want to wake up to a full life, let's put others first. Let's be a channel for peace and unconditional love. Let's bring into our mind that life can be full of joy. And let's wake up and let's be of service in some way. Let's open up our heart and let's put our feet and our hands into that activity. And then we receive the joy. Do you want joy? Then let's say this affirmation together. I commit to serve. Let's do it 2 more times. I commit to serve. I commit to serve. Thank you. That feels good. So, we're honoring veterans today. And we asked the veterans in our community to send us some pictures. And Owen and I had a wonderful time editing the pictures together. But we wanted to have it be a living experience. And so we asked Ron if he would find some music to underbed the video. And so he wrote this song just for this. We honor what you gave. Right now, I invite the veterans to stand. And now will the spouses of the veterans please stand? And the sons and daughters of veterans, the sisters and brothers of veterans, anyone who's had a veteran in your family at any time, please stand. If you know a veteran, Thank you for your honor and service. And now after that exercise, it was a touching experience just to edit these pictures together. Enjoy, a tribute to our veterans.
Quiet call to sacrifice, to stand for what you feel is right. Sometimes this world can be a bitter place, so you gave without the want of your own gain. You serve to make a better day. Now we honor what you gave. You serve to make a better day. Now we honor what you gave. Now we honor what you gave. Now we honor what you gave. In a world of dark and light, some are called to serve and fight, and in the midst of pain and loss, you can find yourself torn and tossed. You serve to make a better day. Now we honor what you gave. You serve to make a better day. Now we honor what you gave. Now we honor what you gave. Now we honor what you gave. A quiet call to sacrifice, to stand for what you feel is right. Sometimes this world can be a bitter place, so you gave without the want of your own gain. You serve to make a better day. And now we honor what you gave. You serve to make a better day. Now we honor what you gave.
Thank you. Let's take a moment to come into this sweet space of meditation as we allow the music of the Unity Singers to open our hearts and settle us right here, right now.
Go within to the one inside. Go within, let it be your guide. Go within, touch the truth. Go within, know it's you. Go within to the place that's still. Go within, let that be your will. Go within to the one inside. Go within, let it be your guide.
Right here, right now. We settle into this being here. And what I know is true for me is there's a deep gratitude. The tears that come are deep gratitude for the veterans in our community and in my life. As I know that each of us is called to service, all we need to do is connect with our understanding of God. Connect with that divine nature within, the Christ consciousness. And as we settle into that, allow yourself to be aware of what you're grateful for. And take gratitude into your heart in this time of meditation. For the theologian Meister Eckhart said, if the only prayer you ever said was thank you, it would be enough. Thank you. Thank you. So let's take a moment now and turn within and allow gratitude with God to be your guide as we now enter the silence. as we emerge from this meditation, let us be aware of what we're grateful for right now. I'm grateful for my life. I'm grateful for the baby. I'm grateful for the veteran. I'm grateful for my healing. And allow what you're grateful for to be the thing that opens you and brings you back into the presence of this room. By wiggling your fingers or wiggling your toes or rolling your shoulders, we come now present and aware of this time and space. And our affirmation is, I commit to serve. Together, I commit to serve. And that's a blessing.
Step out on the water, release your faith. Every step is stronger. Step out on the water.